Welcome back, everybody. Everything that we do and eat ultimately has an effect on the rest of our lives. A disease on the rise right now in the Central Valley is type 2 diabetes. Rates have been increasing since 1990, reaching an average of 7.5% in adults in 2007. California actually had a rate of 7.8%, but here in the Valley, the diabetes rate is 9.4%. That all can be prevented. And here to tell us how is Dr. Mikell Parsons from the Natural Path Health Center. Thanks for being here, Dr. Parsons. Once again, we love having you. Wow, there's a connection then here between toxins, obesity, diabetes. How is it all linked?
There was a study done, the NHAIS study, that finished in 2002. And what they found is, like when I was in school, I was taught if you're overweight, you're going to get diabetes. And we never really understood the connection and why were some people who were overweight getting it and others weren't. We now know there's a strong correlation with people who are overweight. So if they're 20% over their ideal, then they're considered to be obese, which is a horrible word. You think, but you're obese. Yeah. And what we're finding is those people who have a toxicity from herbicides and pesticides who are obese have a greater correlation to becoming diabetic, type 2 diabetes. I truly believe that this is why in the Valley we are seeing a rise, because what are we? We're ag-based. We're surrounded by herbicides and pesticides. So the thing that is tragic to me is that type 2 diabetes is 100% preventable. It is a preventable disorder.
Because you get type 2 later in life, don't you?
You typically get type 2 later in life, and we typically would start looking for it when someone was in their 40s, 50s, 60s. However, with our children who are getting more and more overweight, who are exposed to those same toxins, we're starting to see it younger and younger. And with that comes all of the other problems: cardiovascular disease, blindness, death. You know, people die from this all of the time, and a lot of it is because they don't know they have it.
In order to catch it a little bit early, what are some of the symptoms?
Probably the most common symptom is thirst. You're thirsty and you're drinking and you just can't quench that thirst. But another one that I see a lot of is they get tingling or pain in their feet. It's not necessarily because you're standing on your feet. It could be because of a diabetic problem. Your blood sugar is too high. Foggy thinking is another big one. And
as well as extreme hunger.
Exactly.
Is that okay? That's where the weight gain comes in, I bet. And from that point, you go to weight loss. So you could have both of those as symptoms as well, weight loss and, wow, extreme hunger. You mentioned blurred vision. What are some of the symptoms of being toxic?
Coincidentally, some of the similar symptoms. Your appetite gets a little screwy. You have weight problems. Fatigue is across the board. You know, fatigue is a big one for toxicity and with diabetes. So what we need to do is educate people that this is not a life sentence. You are not predestined to have it. But if you're in the Valley, you need to understand the importance of avoiding that disorder. And for some people who have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, that doesn't mean that they're going to become blind, that they're going to start amputating their toes. There are things nutritionally that can be done to improve the health that they do have.
So it's definitely important to not leave it untreated.
Exactly.
How is it that we can rid our body of some of these toxins? I know we've been talking about this a lot, but it's so important to do so, right?
Yes, we have to. We were designed to eat food. We were not designed to eat things from a box, bag, or can. We were designed to eat whole, fresh foods. And we have lost the art of cooking and preparation. There's so many of my patients that say, well, I bought these vegetables, I don't know what to do with them. You know, or the stumbling block will be, I didn't know how to cut it. There's no rules. It doesn't matter, thin, thick, small. You know, people get hung up on that because we don't know how to cook anymore. So if us as parents don't know how to cook, our kids certainly aren't going to know. And if you're not getting those fruits and vegetables and healthy, clean, lean proteins, your body does not have the tools to deal with toxicity. Because remember, detoxifying takes energy. It takes your body to do some work. And for your body to have the tools to do that, we need to get it through our food.
Well, you have another trivia question for us, which we love. So let's get right to that. The trivia question is, What does fiber have to do with detoxification? What does fiber have to do with detoxification?
And you can't just say you got to poop. I want more specific.
Although that's one of the ways to detoxify. Let's be honest. Naturopathfresno@yahoo.com. Naturopathfresno@yahoo.com. It's right there on your screen. And the Naturopath Health Center is actually located on 1st Street here in Fresno, Suite 104. And the phone number, 447-1404. 447, there it is. 1404. So if you have any questions for Dr. Parsons, just give her a call and email your answer.
Email the answer, and if you have questions, call the office. And if you're wanting to reduce that toxic load, you can go on my website, take that toxicity quotient quiz, and see what your burden is.
Sounds good. All right, and you'll be back next week with a winner, hopefully.
Yes.
Don't go away. Central Valley Today. We'll be right back.